Hey guys, it's April from Getting Hooga With It. Today I wanted to do a quick video about trying to conceive and the books that I would recommend when you are trying for a baby. Now, some people, when they're trying for a baby, it happens like that, and other people have a harder time, like me. So my husband and I have been trying to conceive for a year and a half now, and we've had absolutely no luck. We have not seen a positive pregnancy test, and month after month can be heartbreaking at times. So I just wanted to share with you the books that I have found really helpful in my journey. And I have honestly kept this very much private, the amount of books that I've read. I haven't listed a lot of them on Goodreads. I haven't talked about them very much on YouTube. I'm just starting to open up because I think fertility and struggles with trying to conceive can be kind of embarrassing to some people. It can just be something that people want to keep inside, and yet it's the thing that if you are feeling alone on that journey, you need to talk to people who can say, me too, I've been struggling. So here I am, me too. So if you are just starting to even think about trying to conceive with your loved one, I would like to recommend two books that I think would help you kind of get to know your body a little bit more. The first book is Taking Charge of Your Fertility by Toni Weschler. This is a very well-known book. Everyone seems to talk about this book as like the go-to first book that you should read if you want to know about your fertility. And I would agree, it's very broad. This will talk to you about, your periods and PMS and how to have better periods and that kind of thing. So a good portion of the book is strictly about that. And then there is a section about fertility and how to optimize your fertility. It's a great women's bits and bobs 101. Now, if you are more Chinese medicine inclined and more natural medicine inclined, then I would recommend at this point The Woman Code by Alisa Vitti. Again, Alisa in this book will talk about your periods and how to regulate them, how to decrease your PMS symptoms, and then of course she'll go into fertility and the best foods that you should be eating for fertility. So she'll recommend things like chickpeas and salmon and cinnamon and all of these dietary things that you can put into your diet that will help you out fertility-wise, which is wonderful. So those are the two books that I would recommend if you're just starting out and you want to kind of get to know your body. When you are ready for the next step, let's say you have been trying to conceive for a couple of months and you're just trying kind of casually, you know that you're trying but you're not trying. When that has gotten a little bit old, and trust me, it does help to kind of get to know your cycles a little bit more. You want to know a little more of the nitty-gritty about getting pregnant quickly. I would suggest reading The Impatient Woman's Guide to Getting Pregnant by Twenge. I would say of all of the books that I'm going to recommend to you in this video, this is the book that I would recommend the most. What I love about this book is that she really dives into your cycle. So she will tell you about your cervical mucus. That sounds disgusting. It kind of is, but you'll learn all about that in this book. She'll start talking to you a lot about OPKs. Those are ovulation predictor kits, and when to use them and how to use them. My husband and I, after reading this book, we bought those like cheapy dollar store ovulation predictor kits, and I found them really hard to read. So my husband and I decided to invest in a clear blue fertility monitor, which has been really helpful. But she'll introduce you to all of those things. She also introduces you to the concept of his sperm quality. A lot of the time when you're trying to conceive, the focus is all on the woman, but it's 50% you and 50% him. So here you'll read things about his sperm quality. Is his sperm count high enough? Is his sperm motility good, which means like how fast they move? Is his sperm morphology good, which is like, does it have 2 heads and 2 tails, or are they looking pretty normal? So she'll introduce you to all of these things. If you're at a place where you've been trying to conceive for a while, they recommend that for women over 35, if you've been trying for 6 months and you haven't gotten pregnant, then you should go to a fertility clinic. If you're younger than 35, then you can wait, I think a year, and then you should go to the fertility clinic. If you're on the wait list for the fertility clinic, or you've already gone for your first appointment, I have some books that I would recommend for you in that period of time. You might be getting a lot of information at this time. They make you do tons of tests. It's kind of insane and overwhelming, especially for women. I think guys have like 2 tests they need to do. But if things come back and you have some issues, I personally discovered that I have low ovarian reserve. Other women will find out that they have endometriosis. Some women will find out they have PCOS, although that's something you usually find out much earlier in life. But some women might find they have blocked tubes or what have you. There's tons of things that might complicate getting pregnant. In my case, essentially what they said to us is that we have unexplained infertility, but my low ovarian reserve means that when we go for next steps with the fertility clinic, like IUI, which is taking his sperm, washing it, getting the best ones, and placing it in my cervix, or IVF, which is taking an egg from me, taking sperm from him, and actually making embryos in a petri dish and then inserting them into me. If I go ahead and do those things, I have lower chances because I'll have fewer eggs. So that news was really hard for me. So I have been doing tons of research about egg quality so that if we do go down that path, we'll be able to get the absolute best egg quality ever. The embryos will be the very best that they can be, and we'll have a higher chance of getting pregnant. Essentially, if you're at the stage where you've gone to the fertility clinic and you've gotten some news, the first book that I would recommend to you is It Starts With the Egg by Rebecca Fett. So this will really help you look at egg quality and tons of different vitamins that could help. So for example, coenzyme Q10 is enormously helpful for egg quality. Vitamin E, vitamin C, DHEA, which sadly we can't get a hold of in Canada. This book really dives in deep to things like ovarian reserve, like endometriosis, like PCOS, and gives you a plan of action for vitamins that you can take to help the issue that you have. So that book has been an absolute lifesaver to me. If you are kind of suspicious, like I have been, with fertility clinics, if you're feeling that way at all and you want to go slightly more natural and maybe still go through the fertility clinic process and everything, I would recommend Yes, You Can Get Pregnant by Aimee Raupp. This is kind of like Chinese medicine, essentially. She really narrows in on the dietary impacts that can help your fertility. She focuses on the food that you're eating and your diet. She really recommends eating meat. I'm a vegetarian, so a lot of the things that she recommended, but not necessarily something that I'm willing to do. But she really recommends eating red meat that is organic. She recommends drinking bone broth. A lot of the recommendations she has is about organic food, which makes a lot of sense. But this book also recommends things beyond diet, like visualization techniques and acupuncture and all of these other things that can help your fertility that doesn't rely on science and doctors. I think this book can really help a lot of women with things like endometriosis and PCOS. She really talks about those two issues a lot in this book, and I really did enjoy it. So those are all of the books that I would recommend that are like nonfiction, let's learn about your health types of books. What I have really struggled with, and I still haven't seemed to find a lot of, is helping you emotionally, because this can do a number on your self-esteem, on your marriage, on your happiness. You're basically going through this roller coaster every single month. I haven't found a lot of books yet about that process, but I do have a fiction book that really helped me, and that is called The Light Between Oceans. This book follows a couple in Australia. He is a lightkeeper and she is a lightkeeper's wife. They live on Janus Rock, and so it's the two of them on this island in Australia. They have had multiple miscarriages, and you walk through all of the emotions with Isabel. And I can't tell you how much it meant to me to finally read on paper the emotions that I was having. I've never had a miscarriage, and I can't even imagine what that would be like. But every month, getting my period, you totally break down, and this is the closest that I've gotten to seeing a character go through what I've been going through. I'm sure it was much worse for her because she was miscarrying, but it just really helped me to just have some cathartic crying. And yeah, the book itself is wonderful. Later on in the book, a boat washes ashore, and in the boat is a dead man and a living and breathing baby, and she thinks, oh my gosh, this is my baby. She's just randomly come up onto the island for me. And they keep her, and there are a lot of ramifications for that. And it's the only book that I found so far that has really kind of helped me through this whole trying to conceive process. So I hope that those books might be of help to some of you out there who are trying to conceive. You're not alone if you're struggling. You are definitely not alone. A lot of people have struggled. I have dear friends who have gone through IVF a couple of times and have had beautiful, healthy babies. I've had friends who have gone through IUI and have beautiful babies. I know people who have decided to adopt after years of trying, and there are many, many ways to make a family. I recommend to anyone trying to conceive to find those people who have also had a hard time, and lean on them and let them lean on you. Heed their advice over people who tell you, oh, just put your legs up and put a pillow under you, and that kind of annoying advice that only hurts more and stings more. So listen to the people that matter. I hope that helps. I'll see you next time. Bye.